icLAAo, I can't lose. There's no reality where I lose, ever. Today is January 5th, 2025, day 5 of the 100 push-up, 100 squat progressive challenge. Never feel envy in life, because if you feel envy, it means that whatever you're feeling envious of, you don't believe you can get it.
Ease is not the mission.
So never feel envious about anybody, because if you really want it, you're going to get it.
Pressure is, burden is, sacrifice is. As the Bible says, man was placed in the garden to work it and to keep it, not to admire it, not to rest aimlessly, but to take responsibility for it. Work came before comfort. Duty came before rest, and that's where modern men collapse. They want the reward without the weight. They want purpose without pain. They want blessing without
25 push-up.
But a man designed by God understands something fundamental. Strength is built through resistance. Pressure forges clarity. Burden creates backbone. Pain sharpens purpose. God does not give weak assignments to strong men. If you feel pressure, good. If you feel stretched, good. If you feel like life is demanding more from you, that's not punishment.
Oh, with the buck here.
That's alignment.
So,
A man designed by God does not ask, why is this so hard? He asks, what is this making me into? Because deep down he knows he was built to endure. You weren't designed to be liked by everyone. You weren't designed to be understood by the crowd. You weren't designed to live a small, quiet, harmless life. You were designed to stand.
25 squat.
Stand when others bend. Stand rollable. He doesn't buy into noise. He doesn't follow trends. He doesn't need approval. So the system does the only thing it can. It softens him before he realizes what he lost. The world taught you to seek comfort instead of competence. It taught you to numb pain instead of learning from it. To escape stress instead of mastering pressure. To label discomfort as trauma instead of training. But as the Bible says, iron sharpens iron, but not cotton.
50 push-ups.
Soft environments don't build sharp men. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Most men today aren't weak by nature. They are undertrained. They were never taught how to suffer correctly. Never taught how to carry responsibility. Never taught how to sit with pain long enough for it to transform them. So when life applies pressure, they panic. The world taught you that masculinity is toxic. That ambition is dangerous. That dominance is arrogance. That discipline is oppression. But look closer. Those ideas don't create better men. They create confused men. Men who don't trust their instincts. Men who apologize for wanting more. Men who hesitate when they should act. A man designed by God is decisive. But the world trained you to overthink, to doubt yourself, to wait for validation before moving. So now, instead of action, there is hesitation. Instead of conviction, there is consensus.
50 squat.
And while you wait, life moves on without you. The world where to place. That's not dysfunction. That's your design pushing back, refusing to die quietly. A man designed by God eventually reaches a breaking point where comfort stops satisfying, where distraction loses its taste, where pleasure feels empty. And that's when the question appears, is this all I was made for? That question is not weakness, it's awakening. But awakening is painful, because to remember your design, you must first reject what the world taught you. You must unlearn softness, unlearn excuses, unlearn dependence. And that process hurts. As the Bible says, pruning is painful but necessary for growth. And in the next part, we go deeper. Because once a man realizes the world trained him wrong, he faces the hardest phase of all, rebuilding himself from the inside out. A man doesn't drift into alignment. He trains into it. Because discipline is not a personality trait. It's the language of design. And anything designed with purpose requires structure. The moment a man begins to remember who he was created to be, one truth becomes unavoidable. Feelings will not take him there. Motivation won't carry him. Inspiration won't sustain him. Comfort will actively sabotage him. Only discipline remains when everything else disappears. Discipline is how a man tells God, I take this calling seriously. As the Bible says, faith without works is dead. Belief alone is not obedience. Intent without action is noise. A man designed by God doesn't just believe, he moves. The world hates discipline because discipline exposes truth. It shows who is serious and who is pretending, who is committed and who is emotional, who wants meaning and who just wants relief.
75.
Discipline doesn't care about your mood, it doesn't. Confidence follows. Because discipline creates identity. Think about it. You don't become disciplined because you're confident. You become confident because you are disciplined. Every early morning, every rep complete, every task finished when quitting was easy. Each one is a brick. An identity is built brick by brick. As the Bible says, a house built on sand collapses. But a house built on rock stands through storms. Discipline is that rock. Without it, talent collapses. Vision collapses. Purpose collapses. Discipline is how a man controls his body, not punishes it. Come on.
100 push.
He eats with intention. He trains with purpose. He rests strategically. Not because he enjoys suffering, but because he respects his design. A man designed by God does not let appetite lead. Not hunger, not lust, not impulse. Because appetite makes a man predictable, and predictable men are easily controlled. Discipline is also mental. The ability to focus when distracted, to stay silent when provoked, to think clearly under pressure. The world trains men to react. Discipline trains men to respond. Silence is discipline. Patience is discipline. Consistency is discipline. Most men want results that only discipline can produce, but refuse to live the lifestyle discipline demands. Discipline is lonely. Let's not lie about that. When you start saying no to comfort, you start saying no to people. Not because you hate them, but because you refuse to betray your calling. A man designed by God understands solitude, not isolation solitude. The space where refinement happens. The silence where clarity sharpens. The repetition
No
where strength
value I
comes out.
lose.
Discipline is also the willingness to do